Hey, what's up, guys? Sean here with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Want to, take some time to do this video. It's kind of like my top 5 list of coins that are, let's see, easy to find. Number one. Number two, they are all certainly worth around $50 and up. Okay, so these are going to be incredibly impactful finds for you. And as long as you're doing regular hunting and cherry picking, these are coins that you're going to encounter. All right. I would say that if you are a dedicated roll hunter or someone that goes through large amounts of coin, or maybe you like to cherry pick a local coin shop, a show, maybe eBay, there's going to be a pretty good chance that you could come across a lot of these coins. And the idea is to find them and then sell them and make as much money as you possibly can. So we have 5 different coin or coin types that we're going to discuss in this video, and you're going to see more of these type of videos, these primer videos for the summer. As we know that things are expensive right now. People are cashing in their piggy banks, or cashing in whatever leftover change they could find, and oftentimes the regular folks that don't know about what can be hidden in their pocket change, oftentimes they're just going to forget about it and just, take face value for it, go to the bank, drop them off, and that's it. So I would anticipate that we're going to see a pretty good amount of loose coin that's going to be coming into the system throughout the summer, as long as the price of gas is still up there, as long as regular consumer goods are expensive. People are going to be cashing in this change. So it's going to open up just ungodly amounts of unsearched through material that people have probably saved up for maybe 2 or 3 decades. That's a real possibility. So the first thing on the list that I wanted to talk about that is a shoe-in for value are going to be cud die break errors. And this is a coin that I've found on a regular basis. They all sell for really good money. There's that big 2021 Lincoln cent. This one right here, that's always a huge one. And that one, my friends, has been going up in value here recently. Most examples, good luck. If you're able to even find one on eBay, more than likely you're not going to be able to touch anything south of $800. That's how much these coins have, one, dried up in the marketplace, and number two, just how rare they are. All right, so we've seen that, and it's made itself very apparent that through the little bit of a run of coins that have gone on eBay around the month of like March and April, we're not seeing that anymore. There's only maybe 1 or 2 coins that pop up on occasion, and those particular examples have hit the top of the market. That $800, $900. So this is kind of like the big chase piece out there. These have been found on the East Coast, most notably the state of Virginia. So that's going to be a spot where you can still find these while they're still new. Because they're still going to have quite a bit of value, even with a little bit of circulation wear. But these particular coins with the massive crack and then the interior die break and the retained cud aspect of it's going to be such a huge coin from this point on. All right, so if you could find one, that's like easy money right there. But getting into more of what I would say are some of the coins that are going to be a little bit more approachable to some of us going through other different types of denominations. Lincoln cents are going to be huge as we move on through the next 2 to 3 months. Again, not many people like the penny, but as collectors and roll hunters and treasure hunters, the Lincoln cent is the du jour, I guess, coin to search through for varieties and errors. It's the one denomination that the satisfaction level is through the roof. Sure, it's not silver like $half, but we all know that that's kind of drying up a little bit. You could certainly make a whole lot more ground searching through some of the smaller denominations, like this Buffalo nickel right here with that pretty big cud die break. That's actually a piece of the die that had fallen off just due to wear and tear. So when it produces coins with that missing die piece, it's going to leave a raised area where all the metal flow goes into, and that's why it's so prominent on here. So check this out. This coin sold for $240. Here's a 1987 Lincoln cent. Look at this big old cud right here. This one ended up selling for $233. However, this one was also graded by Annex as a Mid-State 62. The plus side to this is that you don't need to grade any of these. I'm going to tell you, grading cud die break errors are going to be a complete waste of your time and money. Because it's going to be, let's say, for instance, you send it out to PCGS, kind of like this dime right here. It's going to cost you $65 just for the error attribution of that particular coin. The coin will still sell for a few $100s, so why do it in the first place? Case in point, check out this 1976 huge cud die break that's sold on June 10th. This thing is massive, but go ahead and take a look and see that just huge cud that's raised right off the coin. That was a big old piece of die that had fallen off, and boy, that is impressive. When you look on the reverse, you see a lot of that weakness because there's no area to strike up there because that piece of the die is missing, so it's not gaining the equal amount of pressure during the strike. So that is really cool. So yeah, this one right here, again, we're kind of overachieving at $229. I had told you guys that at $50, you can make just consistent amounts of money selling this particular error. And people are finding these every week. They're finding them daily. They're coming up all over the place. I mean, go ahead and check out a few of them. This is just damage here. Here's another raw one here. This is 82, $189.50. Here's a 69S. This one sold for $180. Here's a nickel for $184.50. Here's a Washington quarter, one that I haven't seen in a long time. Very scarce, $180.50. You can even cherry pick some of the older coins. That you're going to find a lot of cuds and retained cuds and pre-cuds and all sorts of other cuds on there. Always big money, but check it out. Nickels, pennies are two of the biggest denominations for this. Here's a really nice split die break, you know, with a cud on it, Roosevelt dime. Impressive, $167. So you see, this is a very rich error on the secondary market. You guys have heard me say it all the time. Cuds are king. And they're going to continue to be that way because of the type of error it is. These things have a very large audience of collectors. The pool of collectors that buy into these, I couldn't tell you. They're probably as big as Washington quarter collectors. There's that many because, again, of what it is. They are such an impressive error. You know, oftentimes you're going to come across, you know, some of these are going to be in different sizes. Sure, you know, I've seen a few that have sold for like $20-$30, but they're pretty well beat up. But a lot of just the regular size cuds, $50 and up, and that's very consistent money for this particular error. And again, you're seeing a lot of raw examples that we're kind of panning through here. It's a coin that you don't need to grade. I don't know how many times I have to stress that. There's been a number of people that have messaged in and have asked, hey, I'm going to have this cud die break. I'm going to go ahead and grade it. Which grading company should I use? None. Don't use any of them. And then they want to resell it. So again, don't grade these. These things sell as they are. They are just incredibly impressive. And again, there is a whole bunch of them here. As a matter of fact, just in the last 90 days, 552 individual pieces have sold just in the last 90 days. And that's not including the other, 1,500 to 2,000 that's currently available on the market. Again, this is a very deep pool of errors. And this is the first one that I would have to say is one of the biggest ones on the list. The next one that we have here, believe it or not, has, you know, these have been consistent sellers. They're not as rare as people have thought they were when they first came out, and that's going to be the 2004 Denver Wisconsin leaf variants, both the high and low leaf variants of this coin. So, when we look at the recent results here, there's been 13 just in the last 90 days. It doesn't seem like a lot, but people kind of forget that these are out there. This coin already is roughly, 18 years old. So, it's been a while since this coin came out, but I remember all the buzz from this coin when it first came out. Let me see if I can find a good picture here of, here's a high leaf, but it's graded, but at least you'll get to see what the high leaf variant looks like. And let's see if this picture, yeah, this one's okay. But you see that little wheat stalk area right here, there's an extra, what I'd like to call like an engraved line in there, and I think that's what that is. That doesn't show up on a regular Wisconsin quarter. So that would be the high leaf variant of this type of quarter. These right here in circulated condition sell consistently above $50. I don't think I've seen one yet that has sold for under that because the popularity of these coins. Let's see if we can find a low leaf with decent pictures. Let's look at this one here. So this one right here is slightly more common than the high leaf variant, but this one has a low leaf that's engraved. Hopefully you guys can see that right on this picture here. So where you have the high leaf, where the engraving line goes straight up, this one has an engraving line that goes out to the left and then actually touches that small wheel of cheese on there. So this is the other variant. Again, this is not supposed to show up on the regular Wisconsin quarters. It's supposed to be completely empty in that spot right there. So again, these are coins that have routinely sold for that $50 to $75 in circulated condition. These were originally distributed back in the day in the Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas region of the U.S. when they were first released. But check that out. It's a Denver coin. These have been found all across the country, from California to New York and everywhere in between. You folks there on the West Coast are getting a little bit of love on this list because this coin right here is a great one to look for. All right, so the third coin that you guys need to look for, because there are a lot of people that have been hunting these Sacagawea dollar coins, most specifically the year 2000, which the U.S. Mint had made millions of. There's a really cool variety to look for, and that's going to be the Wounded Eagle Speared coin. This is the FS 901 in the Cherry Picker's Guide. This is a huge variety. Let me show you what this one looks like up close. That one looks good. That one looks good too. This one's the ticket here. So this one right here is a looks to be a graded example. It's a Mint State 63. But again, these are coins that you don't have to grade. They sell on the merit of that Wounded Eagle die gouge, which in this case, you see a pair of die gouges here that go through the breast feather area of the eagle here on the reverse. That's what you're looking for. And that's how this particular coin has its own namesake of the Wounded Eagle. This is a Cherry Picker's Guide variety. This is a coin that sells easily for $70, $75 in rough shape. I've seen my fair share because I do the PCMR videos every Wednesday and every Saturday, and there's usually one Wounded Eagle Sacagawea dollar. Now, just to kind of recap, these are found on the Philadelphia minted coins, okay? You're not going to find these on the Denvers. And it's the year 2000 as well. It's the first year of this brand new manganese alloy coin. They called these the golden dollars, all right? And rightfully so. They had that golden sheen to it. So this is another one, a really big one. And just take a look at the most recent sales from the last 90 days. They are phenomenal. I mean, these are big numbers, guys. $100, $150 for most examples that you see here. Here's one for $125. Check out the picture. That coin looks like it came out of a Coke machine. I mean, it is what it is. But you can see coins of all varying degrees of grades. that have no problem selling in that $100 to $150 range. And then you're going to come across a few that are a little bit less, showing more circulation wear. Check this out, $96.99 is what this one sold for with shipping. This one's $93.99. I mean, it looks decent. So the price ranges are all over the place. But it's a very consistent seller and at a high price. So check these out. Again, not rare. These are quite common to find. I found one or two of these in my travels, even though I'm here on the West Coast. I did come across a few of these when I was living in Florida. So again, another really awesome coin to look out for. This is another one to add to the list. All right, and then we have two really recent coins, all right, that I'm just going to go ahead and recap because sales are still pretty brisk on these, and they're not particularly rare. And that's the 2021 P. These are Philadelphia minted coins here. This is the Washington crossing the Delaware crown die chip, all right? So this has a little bit of a die chip. The fully formed crown die chip that you see here in this picture is the one that you're going to be looking for. Again, these are found on the Philadelphia produced pieces. So as you can see here, they have sold for around $125. There's been a few that have sold for less, and there's also some crown die chips that are of an earlier progression stage. All right, they're not completely fully formed. Those sell for pretty good money as well. But check these out. You have one here that's sold, as we go on down to the cheaper ones, these are a little bit more circulated. All right. So these have seen a lot more activity in circulation, just changing hands. They have scratches. They don't have quite the nice, brilliant luster like they used to when they were first made, but you get the big idea. These are just really consistent sellers. These have a dedicated fan base. They're almost like a cult classic, almost. And the coin's not even a year old, for crying out loud. But yeah, you can see just really good sales going all the way down the line here. We're still at $60, $70. For recent examples sold here. And then you have some off the wall, kind of like different sized ones that people want as well. All right. And they're still paying pretty good amounts of money for these. There are people that find 2 or 3 of these in a full box of quarters. These are as good as gold. When you find these, go ahead and sell them because again, they're not rare. Many of these were made. Apparently this was a weak spot on the die. So there were a number of dies that have the same anomaly. They're just going to be different sizes and shapes, but they're all worth pulling out, guys. And again, this is a coin that is barely a year old. You're going to still find these out in circulation today, especially for you folks there on the East Coast. This is going to be a huge coin to look for if you're looking to make a few dollars. So if you have some extra time, go to the bank, grab yourself some rolls of quarters, and look for this. This is going to be a good one to look for a long time. And then finally, we have one more 2021 quarter to look out for. Again, these are quite common as well. This is the other coin that was released last year, quarter-wise, the Tuskegee Airmen National Park quarter. This is the final America the Beautiful quarter in the entire series. These particular coins, this error is going to be the Philadelphia minted coins, and we're looking for this. We're looking for that field restricted strike through, okay, which looks like a burning building. They don't all look like that, but there was a gob of paste or grease sitting right there on the die, right in that spot where the building is, and it has struck many hundreds, if not thousands of these quarters. And check out the prices, $100, $75, $90. Here's one for $84.99. And they all have different sizes and shapes. I think that's really what kept this particular error very fresh in people's minds is, you buy one, okay, that looks like a certain shape like this, but yet there are other ones that look like this. See, it's almost like a chase to collect as many different variants as you can. This is a very popular error. People have really adorned to it, again, because of the perfect placement on the building. And it's a coin that features subjects that were very kind of like workhorses during the World War II era. I mean, we're talking about figureheads here that have made a huge difference in history. So a lot of good things about this quarter. This error, just kind of adds that little bit of frosting to that cake that makes it a whole lot sweeter. And because of that, these people that have found these have been handsomely rewarded with these type of sales. So again, the final coin of the group, that is quite common. They're out there to find, and they're worth at least $50 and up for most of these shapes and sizes of strike throughs. This is going to be the last coin to look out for in today's coinage. It was a lot of fun to talk about this with you guys. Hopefully you guys have found maybe one or two of these on the list. These are just real coins to look out for. They're not particularly rare. Every single one of these are obtainable when you're doing diligent searching. Again, for you folks there on the East Coast, boy oh boy, you guys don't know how well you have it. So make sure you're looking out for each one of these 5 error types, and you're going to be raking in some serious dough. So don't you know, you can throw all your money into the gas tank, but once that well dries up, you're going to have to look through more quarters so that way you can make more money. But that's it, guys. That's what I wanted to talk about in this video. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to today's video and the channel if you haven't done so already. And I'm also on TikTok, by the way. Did you know that? At Blue Ridge Silverhound. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this one. Best of luck in all of your hunts. Stay tuned for more really cool videos of coins that you can find in circulation over the summer. And that's going to go ahead and do it. You guys take care. Have a good one. And I will see you on the next coin video. So long.